Right.
Meetings are not open, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so she thinks that this decision itself, or this opinion itself, could actually impact
yeah,
other places in the state.
And it's like I said in the beginning. Look, there's some good in this.
Yes.
Now, I didn't start on this journey to get somebody to get them imprisoned.
Right.
But when a crime is committed,
right,
when there's abundant email evidence to back it up, you know.
Well, the fact that you've been fighting it, and fighting it, and fighting it, and fighting it for 6 years says something right there. I mean, you know. But and again, I'll interject this, and I say this every time, but it's true. Santa Rosa County Board of Commissioners were well aware that this was an issue a long time ago. The Board of Commissioners are responsible for handing team a hat full of money every couple of months.
Right.
And so obviously nothing was going on that concerned them because it continued to happen over the last 6 years.
And you have to look at it like this. Salter, Gooden, and Cole was part of the ones that was handing that money. And then also Broxson and Stewart, two commissioners who I'm proud to say only served one term in Santa Rosa County, and I did everything I could to make sure they only served one term. You had 5 commissioners sitting there that wouldn't even entertain a conversation that there's a problem over here.
Right.
They just thumb their nose at you, thank you for stopping by, shut up and sit down.
Yes.
And, you know, if anybody thinks that I got a great deal of enjoyment out of going to the state attorney's office, let me tell you, it's been a lot of hard work. I've been personally attacked. I've had my employment threatened.
Yes.
I've had ugly things said about me.
Yes.
Personally and publicly. It altogether hadn't been fun. I would rather elected officials follow the law and it not have to get ugly.
You've been called a horsefly?
Right.
Let's run this down now.
Boo Bear.
Boo Bear, a spineless Jack blank.
Right.
What else?
Idiot.
Oh yeah, idiot. That was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't county email traffic we're talking about. This is in black and white.
Right.
On county record.
And now that since you've brought those items up, Deborah, I'm going to look in the camera while I say this. Cindy Anderson was the one that called me a spineless Jack Blank. Tina, an employee of Team Santa Rosa, called me an idiot. Gordon Gooden called me and I guess several other people a Boo Bear. Don Salter certainly had plenty to say about me. Since I am right and you all were wrong, I'd like to know when my public apology is going to be. I can tell you this, at the next county commission meeting I go to, you're going to get an invitation to apologize. And I think if you are going to be a gentleman about this, you will apologize. Or you can refuse to apologize and it'll just be on the next TV show.
It'll be on the next TV show either way.
I believe that I'm owed an apology. But the main focus in this is the citizens of Santa Rosa County got a ruling that will protect them.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. It has been
finally.
It has been a county problem. It has been a statewide problem. Am I finished? Absolutely not. The work has just begun. We have, as I spoke about on an earlier show, a little issue in Century, Florida. Been assisting over there a little bit. Got a little special note to the Pensacola Chamber of Commerce. I sent you an email and I sent you a copy of this, and when I show up at the next Chamber of Commerce meeting, I hope you're prepared to follow this because you are obligated to do so.
Well, and you remember there was a problem there with the Maritime Park Board not letting people offer any kind of input.
Well,
that actually went to court.
One good thing about this ruling is that the attorney that took that case on, Sharon Barnett, she indicates to me that this report very well may have some positive impact to that whole situation over the Maritime Park Board. Stand in the shoes of government. They certainly get money from them.
Oh yeah.
You know, so this will have far-reaching impact.
And I'll say it again, I'm very pleased with this report. And I've just been to meeting after meeting where it was very carefully talked around that they stood in the shoes of government. It was very carefully avoided.
Right.
Legally stating that they're performing a public role, because that's once that comes out, that's it. They are required to follow sunshine law, and now they do. And what gets me is it's not going to make that much of a difference with whatever it is that they do over there from day to day. What kind of a difference is it going to make?
You know, I go back to, I had a conversation with Rick Allison of the Independent Week. He was Independent Weekly. He was a Gulf Breeze City Council person for many years. Mm-hmm. He said, look, not one time did the Sunshine Law pose a problem over here.
Well, here's what some of them are concerned about. Some of the board members, this is what I've heard from Team Santa Rosa, are concerned that these trips, the travel to Europe, the travel to Central America.
Well, to start out with,
DC,
they really don't need to be going to South America and to D.C. and all these other places.
What about the jobs?
There's a thing called a World Wide Web.
What about the jobs?
Well, what jobs are you talking of? They've been to South America twice, and as far as I know, all they brought back was maybe a piñata or something like that. They certainly didn't bring a job.
Well, my
back.
understanding is that had something to do with the peanut industry, so I'm not sure how far-reaching that issue is going to be.
Let me read another part of another section of this that I find interesting. In February of 2009, Ed Gray, the chairman of the board of directors, I'd like to also point out to you that he is the chairman of the Santa Rosa County School Board. That Ed Gray, chairman of the board of directors, determined that Team Santa Rosa should operate under the sunshine. Should, doesn't say shall, should.
Well, he said because they take public money, and he carefully, in my opinion, avoided saying because they step in the shoes of government.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm reading from the report from the state attorney. While some reluctance to the sunshine continues, Team Santa Rosa has operated under the law since February. Well, I don't really call it reluctance. You either follow the law or you violate the law.
Yes. Now, their meetings have all been open and announced since February because we went to the first one and several others.
I'm sure there's some people out there that are reluctant to stop killing. But we still take them to trial for being a murderer.
Right.
All right. I take a hard line on this stuff. There's no gray area with me. If the law says you have to follow it, then you need to follow it.
Had you not taken a hard line, none of this would have happened.
Right.
We wouldn't be sitting here today.
I continue to be amazed that the free pass that politicians are getting across this state.
Yeah.
Now, we will go after the 7 people that killed the Billings family.
Right.
Oh, those are horrible, horrible people, and we'll throw all kind of resources at that.
Yes.
But an elected official, as an elected official, well, they never do anything wrong on purpose, Deborah. Now, we will, as we close the show out here, these are recommendations by the State Attorney's Office that Team Santa Rosa and its Board of Directors accept their responsibilities under the Sunshine Law and continue to operate in accordance with the law, and that Team Santa Rosa contract with an outside organization such as the First Amendment Foundation for training of both board members and staff concerning the Sunshine Law. So they've actually said,
yes,
you're going to follow it.
From now on, they're going to follow it.
But they said in 2006 you're going to follow it, and they didn't follow it for
They didn't say that about Sunshine Law in 2006.
Yeah.
They said it about Public Records Law.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's part 1 of ever how many parts it takes to go over this. We hope that you have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.